This right here should do him in.
Whoa!
We probably spent 5 hours like at the end of my runs over the last few days just watching his clips and VODs. They're just blatantly cheating and they won't ban them. Unreal.
He can't afford an actual lawyer to approach YouTube and get any of this stuff taken down.
Oh yeah, this is the one that convinced me too.
The truth is I've rage cheated across multiple games and for multiple years, and that's just who I am. I actually rage cheated in Tarkov for a very long time. It's just who I am. I can't even remember all the games I've cheated in. It's just who I am. The amount of times I've been banned in Tarkov would easily be more than 20. It is what it is, because everything I say is irrelevant now, anyway.
As I made this video, I didn't want to only be defensively disproving all of the false information that has spread about me over the last 8 months, but go on the offensive against the people who are actively spreading this false information. While I feel the cheating allegations surrounding me have reached a large portion of the community, if you haven't learned of them or who I am, let me give you a short introduction. I go by Suddenly Toast and have been streaming since August of 2022. With a modest community and an average viewer count of just 5, this all changed when I participated in the Streamer Item Tournament in November. Nearly exponentially, my viewers increased to the point where in just 7 days, I went from having 5 viewers to over 1,000 watching my stream. To say I wasn't stressed would be the understatement of the millennium. Throughout this video, we're going to traverse through time and systematically disprove one cheat allegation after another. If you are interested in specific allegations, or just don't feel like sitting through an hour-long video, I have included chapters so you can scroll through and find what you need. I hope what you're about to see helps to move your opinion towards believing in my innocence. Let's start where this all began, the week of the tournament. On the screen now is a chart of my work schedule during that week, showing the maps, days, and times throughout the entirety of the day. Hourly blocks are highlighted to denote if I was sleeping or doing general household tasks in the green, at work in the red, prepping for the stream in the yellow, and lastly, if I was streaming, it was purple. On the first day of the tournament, playing Interchange, I started without the inkling of a plan. Just follow the task, kill some scavs, and search for items. This lax adherence to a frog fart of a plan led me to repeatedly get sidetracked chasing fights with PMCs instead of disengaging and hunting scavs. While at the same time, I was putting far too much effort into looting as I would continue to learn as the tourney went on. As well as not spending the full raid, well, in raid, leading to more loading screens, running into more people due to it always being earlier in the raids, having to fight others for scav spawns. This is something I will also change going into later days in the tournament. This leads me to my next mistake on day 1. I was playing during prime time. Starting at 6 PM, a significant portion of my raid was during the time of day when the most people play Tarkov in my region. While great for when you want to play Tarkov normally and have fun getting into fights, it's the exact opposite of what you want in a tournament where the name of the game is to kill as many scavs as fast and efficiently as you can within 8 hours. Something I will also fix on my days going forward in the tourney. With all of these things considered, when I got 30th at the end of day 1, I was ecstatic. I thought I did great, kicked ass, and it really brightened my spirits, giving me hope that I actually had a chance to compete in this thing. Although that's not how some of my critics put it when they were making videos of me. Because I took these lessons and I put them into practice on day 2. They found it hard to believe I went from rank 30 for the day on day 1 to 2nd place of the day on day 2. To show this, look at this clip from a very bad scav video he made after the tournament.
So his guy on the third place, where like people were saying that he wasn't anywhere on day 1, which is kind of weird, and he was suddenly good on day 2 on 2nd place.
Leading into the 2nd day, doing significantly better, all I did was implement the changes to fix the mistakes I just outlined. Spending the full time in raid, regularly making multiple laps around the map, changing my sleep schedule to play in the middle of the night to avoid more people, and I continued to make my rules on looting more and more strict as I realized it was more efficient and consistent to just run to the next scav spawn rather than loot. up until this point, and even the first half of day 3 on Factory, I was playing on daytime, so I could spot scavs easier and faster without having to risk money on thermals that I'm not a huge fan of. Having to clear the lobby each raid led me to switching to nighttime, due to players rarely choosing to play Factory night, which led to an increase in survives and points as I was able to waste less time making new kits. Again, I made my looting rules even more strict, realizing how much scavs mattered to the point system. Woods was just the first day I was really able to put everything I had learned to use. Day 2 was more of just a trial for my strategy, but learning from that and minimizing looting even more as day 4 went on, I was able to do even better. Which led to this day being where people really started to accuse me. Between seeing stuff that was difficult to spot in a clip, which we'll talk about later, to having had a route that people were calling too good, when in reality, I was just dynamically changing my route depending on factors such as where I spawned, possible relative spawns, nearby hotspots, gunshots, and fighting, and the route that would bring me over the most scav spawns as fast as possible while still giving me time to extract. Now, when we got to reserve the next day, we had our plan down fairly well, except that we kept making the looting rule more and more strict. The main thing, however, that was going on with day 5 was that we had a large influx of people coming from other people's streams calling me a cheater and spamming my chat.
Yeah, no, this dude gets obliterated on labs, probably. Like, even if he, like, cheats. Like, he just can't win a gunfight.
Which was made worse by the fact that it was only me and a couple of people who volunteered to help with my chat once I started exploding.
The clip was dumb as fuck.
What the fuck just happened?
Who the fuck is Bug Juice TTV? Oh my god, oh no, shut it off,
Dude, get it out of there.
Get it out of the
Oh my
moderate your
God.
fucking chat, bro.
When things like that kept happening on repeat, it was not only heavily distracting, but contributed to adding stress and anxiety to myself on top of the large influx of viewers, some of which were accusing me of cheating. And it was after reading such comments that people got to enjoy this legendary clip that I both hate and find pretty funny now too, now that I've had time to reflect on it.
Dude, they're so
Yeah.
salty that some small cheater's beating them.
Once we got to day 6 on Lighthouse, I made a similar mistake to Factory, starting off in the daytime, when the goal was to get in and out as fast as possible after killing the rogues, who at the time rushed you once you entered the water treatment area. On top of this, it was my first time actually farming them, so I was learning how best to do it, and I died quite a few times to them because I didn't know how to deal with them. Shoreline on the 7th day of the tourney would go much like Woods did, dynamically running as much as I could while still making it to extract. At this point, I was pretty much only looting if I saw a scav wearing the streamer item on their head or wearing DRD armor, leading to a strong finish that day. Sadly, however, shortly after I ended my stream, BSG manual banned my tournament account and my Tarkov account that was linked to it as well. This came shortly after people started to look at pictures of my computer someone cropped and labeled, then posted across other streamers' discords. This leads us to our next topic covering this picture. Alright, many of you have seen this picture here, and if you haven't, it's a zoomed in image of my computer from December 28th, 2022, that someone circled a screw in 6 shiny bits to call JTAG programming pins and called it a DMA card. But how many of you saw the pictures I posted of the card a few days later, showing that it was in fact an Ethernet card? That's right. While talking to Very Bad Scav, I showed him pictures of the card some people claim to be a DMA card. As you can see in this video of his, titled #1 Banned Cheater Player equals Pathological Liar? Pretty good video title for a video containing hard evidence that I wasn't cheating, right? So here's the card today, and you can see it's an Ethernet card. You can also clearly see it's the same card they tried to call a DMA card. So why did it take me a few days to show the pictures of the card? Why didn't I just take pictures the day of the tournament with the card in my computer, and voila, accusation toast? remember how I said that they took the original image from a picture that I took in 2022? This all went down about a year later on November 6th of 2023. And simply put, the card wasn't in my computer anymore. At the time, I actually didn't know where I had stored it when removing it from my PC. I ended up finding it in a box in my garage 2 days later. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, how does an Ethernet card find its way into the garage? Well, let's answer that question by going through the timeline of me owning this card. I bought the card in April of 2019 and used it up until about late 2020 to early 2021. At this time, I upgraded my PC and no longer needed the card. When I did this, I put it in a box with a bunch of other PC components, water cooling stuff, and just random PC junk. While in this box, it was rubbing against this junk, and while I was in my closet, it was being jostled around regularly, and finally being packed up when I moved about 2 years later. This is when I do another upgrade to my PC, again, and have some problems with the Ethernet, so I find the card. It's a little banged up, but it's just surface scratches, and I use it in my new computer for a few months. Hence when this picture was taken on December 28th of 2022. I then fixed the Ethernet problems on my PC and didn't need the card anymore, so I took it out, put it back in this box with a bunch of random junk. And when I did this, I was cleaning up the house and putting moving boxes and all the random stuff I don't use regularly in the garage for storage. And that's why I had a hard time finding this card after the tournament, because I just forgot I ended up moving the box to the garage. Alright, now that we've established that I never had a DMA card, I bet some of you are saying to yourselves, but didn't he have DMA in his device manager, and didn't he delete it on stream? And the answer to both of those questions is yes. I was using a Ryzen 5950X CPU during the tournament, and all Ryzen series 5 and 7 CPUs will have direct memory access controller in the device manager. In fact, it's there to increase the speed and efficiency of the CPU, and it is part of the AMD architecture. Actually, you don't even have to take my word for it. Link down below, you can go and read the AMD's own technical information portal about how they utilize DMA in their CPUs to make them faster and more efficient. Alright, I had DMA in the device manager and it was supposed to be there, so why did I delete it? And why didn't I say anything on stream about deleting it? Okay, so why did I uninstall the direct memory access controller when it was supposed to be on my computer then? Well, put simply, I was overwhelmed and stressed out from being banned when I knew I did nothing wrong. Not to mention having a chat full of people yelling cheater and other nasty remarks questioning my moral character. When I saw DMA, I wasn't in the best state of mind and just thought, I don't know exactly what this is. I don't know why it's in my device manager. But when I saw it, it made me think this is what my chat's been saying was used to cheat. This is what that dude said my Ethernet card was. This is gonna get used against me somehow. And in that moment, I just reacted hastily. In my stress and worry, I uninstalled it to prevent any further misunderstandings. I wasn't thinking clearly. I just wanted to avoid any issues and make sure you all knew I had nothing bad on my computer. Nothing to hide. Not realizing that by getting rid of that innocent software from the device manager, I was doing exactly what I wanted to prevent. And gave them something to use against me. Hiding something and contradicting everything I had been aiming to do to be forthright and transparent with you guys. I regretted hiding that from all of you, and that's why I came forward, apologized, and told everyone what happened the very next day. That I did uninstall it, and why, and that I wished only to maintain transparency with you and prove my innocence in all of this drama. Also, if you have a Ryzen 5 or 7 CPU, you can verify this information yourself. Simply search for the device manager and click on the icon for it, when it pops up, navigate to the top bar and click on View. From here, verify that Show Hidden Devices button is checked and scroll down the list until you see System Devices. Click on the drop-down arrow to the left of System Devices and it opens the list of system devices where you can scroll down and find the direct memory access controller. Alright, before we get into the tournament clips, I wanted to throw a little demonstration together to show you just how bad the Twitch encoder is. So the way we're going to do this is we have a native recording, which is still not quite the quality of my screen, but it's a lot closer than the Twitch VOD track, and you have a lot more detail on it. Then you have the Twitch VOD track, which is simulating you just watching my stream at home. And then we took that VOD track and rewatched it on the stream to basically simulate someone taking a clip or a VOD of mine and rewatching it with their own commentary, right? So we're gonna look at all three of these one after another, and we're gonna compare. So try to spot the scav. We're gonna go stationary first, then we're gonna wiggle the character back and forth, see if a little bit of movement helps, and then we'll zoom in for you. And then we'll do that again with another clip.
Enhance. 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 Enhance.
Zoom in right here on this spot.
Enhance. 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 Enhance.
Zoom in right here on this spot.
Enhance. Enhance.
Now, taking into consideration the demonstration on Twitch video compression, let's start diving into these clips people were using to accuse me of cheating, starting with this one.
Finicky logic. That one's a something pile, chat.
Pay close attention to where the scav was when I shot him. Unfortunately, due to the bad quality of the recordings, the image quality gets muddied, but you can still, in fact, make out the upper body of the scav as I run through the bushes, see the scav, and react and kill it. The next clip, simply run into each other. After shooting at the scav and it walking behind cover, I run over to confirm the kill. Can't tell if I got him or not. In this one, the recording simply does not do it justice, as the quality is so low. But let's zoom in, and you can see the scav walk out and stand in the open. Once again, the quality does not do this clip justice. While checking a common scav spawn, I see a scav foot under the truck. Specifically, I see a sandal. I zoom in to verify, at which point he walks out from behind the truck. That foot move. Little sandal. While I could go over every clip that was created due to poor image quality, I would just be wasting both yours and my time making this video unnecessarily long. When it's clear for you to see after the demonstration and the clips I have shown that a significant amount of data is lost when transmitted through Twitch. So let's move on to these next two clips and listen to what Summit1G had to say when it was pointed out to him that OBS stuttered, causing the jump and missed frames.
A long time ago. Okay, he sees that guy. I think that's not snap. That's like, if you're talking about that little adjustment, I think that's lag. There's no reason to snap like that tiny little bit. He's in no hurry. The guy doesn't know he's looking at him. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to snap that tiny distance. I think that's just lag, bro. Yeah, bro, there's no way. The whole game, like, jolts. Okay, look at the stamina bar. Okay, so you guys want me to look at the stamina bar. All right. He zooms in. Yeah, you can see the stam glitch. Yeah, dude, there's definitely a lag spike going on there. Can you see that same stam thing on the other clip? I don't know. Does it? Yeah, it does. It totally stops. No, it does. It does. It stops and then moves again. I'm not saying that gets him off of everything. I'm just saying those little snaps you're talking about are not him. More than likely, it's some sort of encoding. Because I've seen you got a lot of messages here. I mean, good thing he didn't snap on anybody during that lag spike. Alright, we gotta watch this one back, dude. What the f are you doing here?
Maybe I can shoot him through a window over here.
Okay, so he already knows that he's there, right? So there's some sort of context I'm missing on this clip already.
Maybe I can shoot him through a window over here.
So he's probably already heard him.
There we go.
There's not really much for me to go on this one, bros. We literally have no information.
Now let's show some context, as mentioned by Summit. Just went outside. The sanitar. Check the unlocked room. Yeah, we need a backpack. Yeah. We need the dude out there to push me. You wearing a pest mask? Maybe if I go, I'm gonna repack, and then maybe if I go to that scav that just ran in. Thank you for the follow, Jag. Costa, you're not gonna see, I'm just gonna be running around the map avoiding PvP though. Right, I'm just gonna be doing the tournament. Maybe after the tournament, we're gonna do some customs, but we shall see then. Maybe I can shoot him through a window over here. And now let's see Summit1G react to this video sent to him by 10IQ Gaming. Oh.
You see a little change at the van. I see a change, but not a big deal. It's not the part that's incriminating.
Oh, damn it. Don't, stop.
Misses?
Oh, you moved right when I...
Here's the part that's weird, right? When he looks to the right.
Oh, the third. Okay, let's go over this video because there's a lot to unravel here. So what is this video? This video was of my first day farming 634 motors. 10IQ made his video a couple weeks after I played this raid, and he claimed I tracked a dude through a sign as he jumped over the fence. So I played this raid on January 23rd, 2024, and Summit's doing his react on the 17th of February, 2024. So a good 3 weeks have passed since I did the raid. This is why, when I saw the clip, I wasn't all too sure why I looked right and then up at the sign. I was seeing the clip and just looking at the footage and telling it how I saw it. And what I said was that I was looking to the right of the sign to clear it and wasn't sure why my mouse went up, but it could have been that it hit the wall that was against my desk running me out of my mouse pad, or that it could have just been me maxing out my mouse to the right and then moving it back left with my wrist. Because I couldn't remember exactly what happened during that raid, this was my best guess as to what happened. In the clip, and what I've been saying since I told Summit in his Twitch chat, while he was reviewing the video, was exactly this. And I was actually wrong in that assessment, and the truth is a lot more disturbing because in all likelihood 10IQ tampered with the footage he used in his video to make the clip look suspicious. So Let's watch this raid from the start and break down what I mean just today. By this weekend, I wanna. I'm gonna respond here. Ew. By this weekend, I want to get to 375. Bailey's doing his own runs. He's on woods right now. We start this raid by pushing the sign tower spawn, but don't see anyone. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be doing some murders too. I run into people, I'm a murder.
Did this dude really just fucking spawn?
Then we start to hear scav gunshots coming from the direction of Ollie. This early in the raid, that could only mean someone was running in sight of the underground to get to the front entrance.
Right behind me. What the fuck? I fucking love this game, dude. It's so good.
Scam. Ooh. We hear scav gunshots again. I didn't know that was an emote. That's cool. I like that. Now we hear two sets of scav gunshots. One to the left, most likely Emercom ramp scavs, followed by more Ollie shots. Again, most likely underground scavs given how early it is in the raid. Tokyo, I like that. Knowing that shots were coming from Ollie, we position ourselves by the bus and wait to see if anyone comes. Oh. Oh, damn it. Don't. Stop. Oh, you moved right when I... Oh, third. Did you catch that? Here, let me play it back a couple of times. Oh, you moved right when I... Oh, third. Oh, you moved right when I... Oh, third. Do you see it? Okay, let's take a look at this video in slow-mo. The left side being my recording, and the right side being 10IQ's video. Now, there are two things I want you to look at. The Terra Group logo on the sign to the right-hand side by my scope, and the roof of that sign. Here in a few seconds, you'll start to see a gun pop up above the sign, but below the roof. And compare the amount of scope shadow between the left and the right videos. You can do this by seeing how much visible is to the right of the Terra Group logo. Almost looks like an extra circular shadow was placed on the scope to the right. Now, let's get back to the slow-mo. You will also notice that there's a frame missing from 10IQ's video that would have shown the head in pretty clear detail. Now, before we move on to watch it zoomed in, take note of a couple of things. I looked up after I saw him at the top of the sign, and take note of my crosshair placement when he is emerging from behind the sign. It is not locked on him, like some people would have you believe. Okay, let's take a look at that again, but this time I have zoomed it in and stabilized it on the sign. And pay extra close attention to how in 10IQ's video, the shadow on the scope makes it incredibly difficult to see the gun and the head as they pop up over the sign. You might want to say, okay, but Toast, that was just one video by this guy. Why do you think it's been altered? Because it's not the only time he's done it. But let's get an introduction into who this guy is, who 10IQ really is, and who better to do that than 10IQ himself. The compilation you're about to watch is from 2 of his videos, one where he comes out as a rage cheater, and the other is of him telling his life story up until now. Enjoy.
What you're seeing on your screen right now is me killing streamers. So my channel, 10IQ, that's not who I've always been known as. I've been known as multiple different names across multiple different games. My longest name that I went by was the Border Australian Degenerate. The truth is, I've rage cheated across multiple games and for multiple years, and that's just who I am. That's what I've done. That's the reality. That's the truth. I actually rage cheated in Tarkov for a very long time. I can't even remember all the games I've cheated in. The amount of times I've been banned in Tarkov would easily be more than 20. That's the truth about me. That's who I am. And you know, it is what it is. And I'll be honest, I started my channel as a troll, just to troll people.
Okay, so this is my life story, pretty much from birth up until today. My mother was involved in drug dealing and certain things like that. I remember, and my mother had 7 children to 4 different fathers. From when my mother passed away when I was about 8 until about the age of 14, when my sister raised me. When about the age of 14, I was starting to get in trouble in school and understand just how good I had it to have been raised properly. And at the time, my father was an alcoholic, and I pretty much ended up running off to the streets, and that pretty much entailed getting involved with graffiti and stealing and petty crime, pretty much up until I went to boys' home at Arthur Gorrie Correctional Centre for pretty much petty crime. It was like, I think it was like 1 stolen car and graffiti and shoplifting and tagging and just petty garbage. When I was released from prison, I decided not to go home to either my father or my sister. I decided to move in with a friend. We had started doing drugs, and I had convinced my friend to come with me to commit crime. And he had a girlfriend at the time, and her name was Sandy. And we came home in a Mercedes-Benz we had like a safe in the back of the car and heaps of bottles of alcohol and jewelry and all this stuff. And he went upstairs to talk to her, and I was carrying a washing basket full of bottles of alcohol and jewelry boxes, and he went upstairs to go talk to her, and I went under the house. And as I went under the house, I opened the door and saw Sandy hanging from the roof after that day, but I didn't feel like I was a human anymore. I don't know what happened to me after that, but I lost my fucking mind. Met up with some older guys, and we ended up getting involved in an interstate crime spree. She gave me a 9-year prison sentence serve. I was not eligible for parole.
It's time to just be a man and own it. This is where I live now. This is my life, and you know, I just got to go all the way with it. This is my house now. You know, I had basically my entire body covered in racist tattoos. 5150 was a prison group that we were in. See, I was very lucky because I I had a lot of friends that I knew from boys' home, and I had a lot of friends that I knew from the outside. You know, I did the wrong thing from such a young age. I didn't even know what the right thing was.
If that doesn't provide enough for you to judge a person's character, let's hear what he said an actual judge had to say about him.
At that point, a judge pretty much told me, you will never be a productive member of society. You will be in prison for the remainder of your life. And when the day comes that you apply for parole, I hope you don't get it, because you don't deserve to be in the community.
This is who 10IQ is. Cheated out of a childhood. Cheated at life and got caught. Cheated in video games and got caught. And now is cheating on YouTube and got caught. What do I mean by cheating on YouTube? Well, we just saw the little oddities from the video he sent to Summit1G. You really think that was a one-time occurrence? Let's take a look at the other videos he's put out recently. Now, I say recently because I don't make it a habit to watch his content because, well, watching his videos is, well, put frankly, it's borderline intellectual suicide. Although recently I risked this to make this segment addressing the allegations spewing from him. So let's continue by taking a look at this video where he strips the identifying video and audio from streamers and plays their gameplay. Except when he plays mine back, he does a bit more than strip the identifying information. He strips all the context surrounding the videos as well. This is what he published. Now, let's go back and provide the context that he stripped. Player. I hear that two people are fighting. I got him. No. Bro, that nade. You hear him run too? Probably ran into it. Why am I getting 66 FPS? What the? Now it's going up. Okay. What the fuck? Someone else is running in there. No. I got a kill with the pistol, and now I'm... So I came in with a pistol only, and then now I'm going to, Fuck, he ran down the... With one dead and no other noise, I push in to catch him running down the fire escape. And we reached the point where 10IQ cut his video. Notice how it starts directly after you hear the person run down the fire escape. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Bro, came in with that pistol and some extra mags. And we're here right now. Let's go. Thank you. Hold on. Oh, that's a player. Dude's playing with Kalatni's kit. Damn. Alright, let's go to the roof real quick and see what that dude had, or other dude who ran on the roof stole his gear. Oh. Right here. You'll have to scope on it. Oh, it's a... So that scope. Okay. But I want those mags. At least that mag. Yeah, I'll take the scope too, why not? After killing that scab, I checked on the body I killed earlier. I thought that... What? Bro. Bro, that dude ran into my... I pushed to admin and began to clear and listen for the scout. this is where the second clip starts, completely brushing over the fact that I shot at the scav who ran back there and heard him from inside the computer room. God damn it. I don't know, he's not. Hell no, he's not. Once again, framing the video to make me look like the bad guy. And that's not even the most egregious of his videos. And now the videos I'm about to cover have been covered in much greater detail by Two Hand Hammy, who I've linked his video down below. However, I will just go over the basics to show you just how blatantly he tried to frame me, and then deny the fact in the subsequent video. 10IQ shows a Discord conversation between me and this guy who calls himself Demo Ranch. So he shows our messages, but goes on to say that I messaged this guy the name of some cheat, and the guy messages back, "Damn. Yeah, I'm not playing with you anymore, you fucking cheater." Now look what I actually wrote to the guy. In the recording you're seeing right now from my Twitch livestream, I'm going to completely close the Discord app and reopen it, thereby proving the messages are not tampered with in any way. As you can see, none of that cheat stuff is in the original messages. None of the "you fucking cheater" bullshit is in the original messages. In fact, he says, "Damn, that sucks, bro," and says how he got a new job, leading me to congratulate him. Now, after he makes this video, I make a video that is basically just a long clip from my stream calling him out on the bullshit and changing my messages, to which he makes a response video to. But in the response video, he shows the edited and unedited Discord messages only a few minutes apart.
Okay, there we go. Suddenly toast. Now. Okay, so this is Demo Ranch at work. He's going to quickly show the conversation on his phone. It's bad quality. I'll get him to do it again later. It's kind of at work, just doing it on his mobile. Scrolls down.
In his own video. And on top of that, he says I lied in my stream title.
Okay, buddy. On top of that, your title of your stream is literally, "You don't know this man. You have no idea who he is." But then you proceed to open 4 years of DMs with the guy.
Now, I'm not going to read all of the chat messages between me and this guy, but I will have them on screen so you can. But I will go over the gist of them real quick. Okay, meet the dude looking for a group to play Tarkov with on the official Discord. Play with him 3 times, and we part ways. This will be the last time I initiate the chat with this guy in the 4 years our messages go back. 3 years later, he messages me to play. I play with him another 3 times, then started declining or coming up with excuses to play with him. He asked if I got banned. I responded, congratulated him, and tell him how to fix the problems he's having in Discord. In no way would I say this makes us friends. In fact, I wouldn't call anyone who changes chat messages to frame a guy of cheating a friend. Oh yeah, that's right. Demo Ranch, as it turns out, unless 10IQ used Photoshop, was the one who had to have changed the messages by use of the Discord inspect element, as I would learn later from my viewers. And considering the dude talked to 10IQ for an hour about me, I find this highly likely. But That doesn't get 10IQ off the hook. 10IQ knew the messages were fabricated. How do I know this? Well, like I said a minute ago, he put the original and the fabricated messages in the same damn video. That's right. He shows the messages sent by Demo Ranch, the unedited ones, containing the original messages, the same ones that I just showed from my Discord. Then, a few minutes later, in the same video, he shows the edited ones he posted in his first video. You can't make this shit up. In the video that 10IQ makes to debunk my video calling him out for editing my chat and accusing me of editing the chat messages, he shows that he was party to editing of the chat messages minutes apart in his own video. And now, the scummy criminal is claiming I'm reporting his videos to get them taken down. Which isn't true. But listen to what else he says.
See, this is the thing with Suddenly Toast. Okay, I'll say this quickly, I'll say this finally. With other people, I've had to take VODs down. Like with bigger streamers that have DMCA struck me, that with like teams of lawyers and stuff. With Suddenly Toast, he's a crumb bum piece of shit who spends all his money on DMA cheats. He can't afford an actual lawyer to approach YouTube and get any of this stuff taken down. So there will be VODs for this stuff. But when I've made comedic renditions of people like Desmond Pillack, Schmitty Stone, I've actually had lawyers approach my channel on YouTube with a removal notice and a cease and desist. And I've had to take footage down and I've had no choice. Okay, but with Toast, that's not happening. So
then people go and say he's got no motive to lie on his videos. He just said he makes content on me because he's able to keep it up, which is important because he gets ad revenue from that. Let's hear from the criminal himself.
I mean, shit. I'm barely paying rent each week, just like any other human being on the planet.
He can barely afford his rent, resorting to lying to make content about me so that he can make a few $100 off of ad revenue. Then brags that he's safe to make videos on me because I can't afford a team of lawyers. Well, then I say we start making this happen to keep my content out of his grubby hands. He's a criminal, a cheater, a liar. And you heard him recount what that judge thought about him.
Never be a productive member of society because you don't deserve to be in the community.
And one last thing before we move on to the next topic. Remember the first video? The one Summit reacted to? The one where it looked like a shadow was added and a frame removed? Yeah, guess what he put on the thumbnail for the video he changed my Discord messages in? Episode 2. Huh. Well, what else have I done to prove my innocence? Well, for starters, I got a camera to point at my screens, keyboard and mouse, and with this camera on multiple occasions upon my viewers' requests, at different times during the stream, I would pan the camera around my setup and show the inside of my computer. Both computers, my stream PC and my gaming PC. With the screen cam, I maintained a 25 to 26 KD for the first 3 months of the wipe. And this was a bit inflated of a KD, however, because as soon as I got Kappa, about a month into wipe, I started farming for 634 motors on Interchange. This entailed playing only Interchange for 2 months straight, over 300 raids, and playing full raids, hitting every motor spawn on the map, then extracting. It was not uncommon for me to go the entire stream with every extract being less than 10 minutes left on the clock, which led to an inflated KD. When you're in raid for so long, you see more scavs, you get more kills. And then when I went to sell these motors, I naturally gained the attention of the Tarkov Reddit, who came to the stream in full force, accusing me of cheating once again. Even with having the camera showing my hands and the screens, their new go-to saying was, he's got a fourth monitor. Also, I think there's a joke to be made about breaking the fourth wall, like in a movie or something, but I can't seem to find it, so maybe leave it down in the comments. Anyway, they kept insisting that I should do a helmet cam like how Landmark did to prove he wasn't cheating. So I do, and the first iteration was me taping the camera to a paper plate and taping that to my head. It was uncomfortable, hurt anytime I moved, and insanely distracting with all the hair pulling. After a couple of days, I had the ingenious idea to take my Oculus headset off of its head mount and tape the camera to that. That way, it would provide some cushion and that it wouldn't move when I moved my head and pulled my hair out. I started doing much better with this setup and wore that for another 3 months, maintaining a 20 KD while playing all the maps, except for Labs. I really hate Labs. Labs is my least favorite map, but playing all the real maps. Even at one point, getting over 50 kills on Woods while wearing a helmet cam. So I guess that leaves me with only a few things left to talk about. Those being, why were the cheat allegations so intense? Why do I think BSG banned my main account? And what do I plan to do going on in the future in regards to streaming and content creation? So why were the allegations so intense? Well, take a look at what Vibin, Trey24K, Smittystone, Sheaf, and other streamers had to say about me to their viewers. You wonder why so many people in the Tarkov community turned against me so fast. You had people who had a combined following of over 500,000 people all start telling their communities that I'm cheating. Some people spending hours after they got done with the tourney to replay clips and feed their communities the narrative.
Oh my god, it's so high
Oh
quality.
my god, that's a fucking DMA card.
Dude, that's a DMA card.
That's
Look
the
at that
card.
game.
That's the card that it's my encoder, bro.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Without a doubt.
I thought it was only ESP cheating, and then I saw this.
We probably spent 5 hours, like at the end of my runs over the last few days, just watching his clips and VODs. They're just blatantly cheating, they won't ban them. Unreal.
And then take a look at BSG. Do you remember the Rengar incident? When some dude shot his ankles and he messaged BSG with a clip and the guy was banned the next day? And it's not even the first time they've done it.
But this is like the 4th or 5th time in recent memory where something like this has happened. In the last 4 or 5 months, we've seen people being banned from just manual reporting by streamers especially, or by devs.
So then what am I going to do going forward? Well, for starters, I'm going to keep sending them unban requests to get my main account back. I've sent them 11 so far, but with the same cookie cutter response that I think a bot replies to after about 3 days. While I don't expect anything to change, to get an apology from all the people who accused me, or from BSG, I hope that as a community, we can learn from this. We can look back at all of the things that were said and realize that the only thing that was being hurt by all of this witch hunting was the community itself. I hope that we as a community of gamers who love a game that loves to punish us can come back together and just enjoy the good times, the bugs, and the grinding through quests. So, if something or a combination of things finally changed your mind and helped you see the truth in my innocence, please leave a like. Comment if I covered something that you had no clue existed before I covered it in this video. And going forward, I plan on making some more YouTube content to include full raids and shorts highlighting some special moments. So if you're interested in seeing those things, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and I thank you guys for making it this far.